Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take a stand? Hey guys, Craig here, welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the previous episode, Chief Gant basically forfeited his thing to testify because we were getting far too close to the truth. And today, we have now brought Lana Skye to the stand to try to get the real truth out of her and find Chief Gant guilty for murdering Detective Goodman. And now it begins the final section of court of this entire Let's Play. Miss Lana Skye, you're Chief Prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on this testimony, on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. So now it begins. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. The only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana... This is true. That means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But if she's telling the truth. She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second guessing myself. The defense might now begin its cross-examination. Okay, well here we go. On to the witness, or the defendant. Okay, so let's ask about her relationship with Gant. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's say I was 24 and that would have to be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw him testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. I've made a mistake right at the end as well. Damn, Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. So okay, let's ask about the blackmail theory as well. Think about it, Miss Skye. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Wright? Mr. Wright. Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Okay, let's ask about this. Did you do it to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want violence to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She couldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. That's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? Okay, let's ask her about when she found his body. Did you say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Do you mind telling us what you found when you arrived in the crime scene? Seems I was the first person to discover the scene. Broken prosecutor's award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? The prosecutor Marshall died from the unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. Reality was it wasn't even my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change his statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Doc? Something like that. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Doc was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away during the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up lies and more lies. All just to protect me. So when you find a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this everything boils down to. Yes. Okay, so let's ask about... She broke off it. Okay, let's ask about this. You planted the tip of Dark's knife and you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You all people should know, Edward. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head is not bad, but I'm unasked for sake of others. So let's ask about why did she move the body, because there doesn't seem to be a point now. You should have seen where exactly was the victim's body. This is where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? Reason rather simple. Let's have a witness explain it in more detail. Reason was Skye moved the body? The pieces of jar that were shattered during the events threatened my plan. Okay, so let's ask about the shattered jar. If I can find it here. Here it is. Miss Skye, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, the pieces of a jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. That's right. Did you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written in this jar of the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written on it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message in the jar, it must have not been yet broken before he died. Ah! Couldn't have written Emma's name in a shattered jar. See, this case is actually a lot more simple than I remember it to be. Because I guess whenever I was back there, I kind of tried to present evidence as quickly as possible without like learning about these new things. But whenever you do, it's pretty simple actually. Order. Your Honor, it would appear that more information is needed to record this jar and its bloody message. It might be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems we were in dark as we were, about the truth towards which we were headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may continue your testimony. Okay, so let's ask about the message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces in the jar. But it was a dark room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were so large, I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you're the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't Chief Prosecutor at the time. So she didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may not begin this cross-examination. Okay, so let's ask about all this. So the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. Certainly loses as feeble as the defense's case, but not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You are the ace detective who never missed a detail. What? Do you really believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room. Okay, let's ask about the dark room. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I'd known, I would have gathered all of the pieces and ground them up into dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you'd do that for me? Seems like you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to raise the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. And you had to destroy the evidence before anyone came up. This is rather shocking. Okay, so let's ask about her wiping away with blood. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? You really thought Dark had killed Prosecutor Marshall? You wouldn't have wiped away with blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't even enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. Okay, so let's ask about this. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. I even carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. Okay, I'm confused here because there was one fragment that was in Gant's safe which wasn't clean, but I'm not sure. 50-50, who cares? I've got 5 lines left. That'll work. Yes! Miss Skye, I believe this jar conceals truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about this final piece. There was still blood on it. But what was just testified? She gathered every last piece and wiped blood off him. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. And United Prosecutor Lana Marshall was murdered. You were not the first one to show up in the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Which actually does make a lot of sense. But couldn't the defendant simply miss the piece? I'm afraid it's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone the detective. That may be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I do. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my denture. Bear in mind my fault along. Ha! Can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jaw was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written in the shattered jaw. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. He was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he got there first, why would he break the jar? Question is, if he did arrive there first, why would he have to hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Nah. Nah. No. No, I cannot. Sorry, I'm just kind of like scrolling through a lot of things there. Wait, I'm not the one in the trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jaw. And purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence.